Hi Aries, welcome to your May 2023 Astrotarot with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. So these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign, but I advise you to watch your ascendant sign first. Even if, especially if you're only going to watch one, really check in with your ascendant, because I'm using a lot more of the astrology. You can see my teacup there. Because I'm using a lot more of the astrology, that's likely to be the most accurate for you. But watch them all so that you get a clearer understanding of how they're going to speak to you personally. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So I'm going to pop these to the side, because those are going to be for your the weeks of your month and your moons, right? But for now, what we're going to look at are the four biggest transits. I say they're the four biggest transits, they're not. There are other things going on that I'll be talking about separately, including one day in May, which I think really kind of deserves a lot more, maybe not necessarily respect, but definitely a deeper look or a deeper insight into what's going on, because it's going to be quite intense for everybody. That being said, the first transit that I want to look at is the ingress of Venus coming into your fourth house. So Venus is going to be moving into the sign of Cancer, which for you is your fourth house. Fourth house is home, property, family, real estate. It's the sanctuary from the world, and the fourth house in the chart is actually quite a deep space. It's like your very deep emotional makeup, and it's the connections that you have to your familial ties and your ancestries. Now, Venus being an energy of ease and calm and diplomacy and, nourishment and enrichment, especially on a sort of material level, Venus is bringing a bit more peace and a bit more diplomacy, and probably even like a little bit of a healing balm to your home life and or your familial sector. Now, for a lot of you, this will be really important because you've had Mars moving through the sign of Cancer, which has probably brought some irritation, some challenges, potentially some hard conversations or harsh words. So on this side of it, it's like Venus is coming in, although Mars isn't done with its transit in Cancer just yet, still a ways to go. Venus coming in is going to kind of soften the edges of Mars's dagger to say, hey, listen, ease it up a little bit. What I like for you guys as well, this might soften and sweeten the home in some regard, and potentially the people that are in it, that you live with. It could also come as gifts, pleasure, good food, good wine, or just a good time with loved ones at the home that makes you smile, that makes you happy, that makes you warm. All right, so for this, you've got the Death card, endings, completions, culminations. You've got the King of Cups. So a Scorpio male may very well feature for you over the course of this month. This could be somebody that you're connecting with, someone that you're meeting with. If you have Scorpios in your family, this could be somebody that is coming into the home that you're connecting with. Now, a few ways that we could see this, right? This could be maybe a connection that comes into the home or the familial tie that really helps you understand how you can get ahead. This could actually be really beneficial for you in that regard. Now, because it is what it is, and you know me, I don't shy away from the difficult stuff. I get a lot of flack for this on YouTube. I have a lot of people will email me, will comment, and why are you predicting this and why are you saying that? And it's like, this is the work. Right? Whether you like it or not, whether you agree with it or not, if you're out here just constantly telling people what they want to hear through the tarot, you're not reading tarot. Straight up, right? I'm just going to put that out there. And that's not to say that unless you're predicting doom and gloom and death and destruction every week, then that makes you a real tarot reader. Not at all. When it's good, I'll tell you. When it's not so good, I will find a way to tell you. One way that this could show up, and it is only a potential, it's not a guarantee, but one way this could show up is the death of a water sign male, Pisces, Cancer or Scorpio, who happens to be older, right? The world card is Saturn ruled, and Saturn rules old people. So it is potential That this could be, you know, somebody, you know, that is older, maybe somebody that's been in pain or been having challenges or issues with their health. Maybe they're at that point, you know, at the final part of the winter of their lives, and they're kind of ready at this point. You know, and I gotta say, if this is the case, this person will go peacefully, quietly in their sleep. It won't be anything awful or dragged out. It will just be like a very quiet sort of passing. That's, you know, the smoothing over of Venus in that space, I would imagine. But on the brighter side, a Scorpio male could very well help you get ahead. This could be a family member, it could be somebody that you interact with, or somebody that, you know, maybe you invite loved ones over and they bring somebody who happens to be a Scorpio or have that kind of energy, and they tell you something, or you talk to them, you have a really great conversation, and you're like, wow, like I can use this. This could actually be really lucrative for me, or it could help or assist my life in some regard. Now, on the 11th of May, we have not such an exciting or lovely transit. We've got the Moon conjunct Pluto, and it's in a dissociated opposition to Mars. Right, so what that means is it is in an opposition by orb, but not by sign. It's a wide 6-degree orb, but I do feel like it's worth mentioning. This for you is happening in the 11th house, so potentially an intense day for all of us, whatever your sign is. Moon is feelings, Pluto is intensity, so this could be like, and it's the final square moon, right? It's the final square of this lunar cycle. So, and it's applying to one at least at this point, which means it will carry the signature of some kind of crisis point potentially comes up, and it demands your action at that moment in time. So whether we want it or not, it's like, what is required for you to take a deep look at when it comes to your social connections. This could be a fallout with a friend. It could be some long-term plan, goal, hope, or wish that you have suddenly needs to change path. It might also bring up wounds or issues around home and family, or potentially with social connections. And in that dissociated opposition to Pluto, it's possible here that a secret that you would rather stay hidden kind of gets out. And I gotta be honest with you, for everybody, this is all the feels on high, okay? So just be mindful of that. So with this, you've got the Fool card, new things, new places, people, energies. You've got this with the Four of Cups. So this is potentially you not acknowledging with this transit. Maybe it's you not really acknowledging what you have close at hand. And then you've got this with the Seven of Cups. This, quite frankly, especially because it's the Fool card, right? And that Seven of Cups kind of seals the deal. This could be you idolizing or idealizing a friend, a social connection, maybe a goal or a wish. It's like you see something way better than it actually is. And this could be kind of like that rude awakening where you're kind of like, oh, okay, this person, this thing, this situation is not what I thought it was. And this could be, that Fool card with the Four of Cups. This could be a realization that comes in where you're like, wow, this was kind of all it was under my nose this whole time and I didn't see it. So just be kind to yourself and kind to others at this time, and remember that everybody is going to be, it's all going to be a little intense at that point. For the 16th of May, Jupiter, the Lord of abundance, blessings, levity, growth, integrity, opportunity, expansion, is coming into your second house of money and resources. So Jupiter's been in your sign, it came into your sign, it retrograded out, and then it came back in, and it's giving you everything that it can give. Now it's into a brand new sector. It hasn't been here for 12 years. Think back to 2010, 2011. What was happening for you then? What was growing in your life? What was really starting to amplify for you? The fact that it's coming into your second house, this is your money, your resources, your finances. It's your, and your home sector, your money sector at this point is going to be lit up. You'll have Jupiter there, you'll have Mercury there, you're going to have Uranus there, you're going to have the Sun there at this point as well. So that's a lot of energy in that second house. So money, finances and resources will definitely be on your mind. With the Lord of Growth, Abundance and Blessings in that space, there's definitely a great expansion of your finances. And remember, this is a 12-month transit. So it's not just, you know, this is it happening today and then that's it, it's over. It comes in on the 16th of May. Here in the UK, it's like 6-7 p.m. at night. So you'll have to convert that into your own time span. Mercury is newly direct at this point. In fact, the day that Jupiter moves into the sign of Taurus, your second house, Mercury goes direct that same day. In your money sector, right? In your home sector, your personal finance sector, sorry. So your financial outlook and your self-worth or self-esteem are definitely going to improve. They're going to grow. And it might also be something that stabilizes really nicely because it's in a really nice angle to Saturn, which is in Pisces. So there's a stabilizing energy to the finances that's coming in. It's grounded, it's fruitful, and it's hopeful. So I'm totally here for that. And for this, you've got the Devil card. So basically, this is about you kind of... The Devil card can be obsession, right? It can be addiction. It can be all of those things, but it can also be healthy obsession, you know, where you say, right, I'm going to make this change, and you get really serious about it and you start doing it. A good example of a positive energy that the Devil card can give you, it's like, you know, when you go on a diet, like a lot of people are just like, well, I'm just going to reduce my food and do more exercise. Whereas if you tapped into the Devil card energy, this would be where you were tracking your calories, logging your macros. How many reps did I do for, you know, the gym with my weights? How far did I travel when I did that, you know, that walk around the block? It's where you start to really hone in on those details. Then you've got this with the Queen of Cups. And then you've got this with the King of Wands. So your first instinct once your finances, and this is the thing, Aries is actually, yes, you know, very self-focused and directed, but actually Aries is a very generous sign as well, and people don't talk about that enough. You guys can be very generous. So what this tells me is your first instinct, the Devil card with the Queen of Cups, is, well, you know, all this money's coming in, I'm just gonna do this for everybody, and Be careful with that. All right, and especially because you've got the Queen of Cups and the King of Wands, which suggests as soon as your money starts to improve, you may see some people coming out of the woodwork, and ain't it always the case? All right, so just be discerning about who you're sharing your goods with. The other thing with that King of Wands, fire sign male, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, this could be a couple. And it could also be, because the King of Wands is Aries energy. That's very much your energy there. And what this tells me is you could be very focused at this time on really kind of enhancing yourself. Whether this is, starting to value yourself more, so you buy yourself better clothes. You know, you could go on a little bit of a spending binge, right, at this time. Especially, I mean, the day that this happens, I have to say, it's such a lovely day. Like, if you see the chart for it, yes, there's some stuff, but there's no such thing as a perfect chart. But the day that Jupiter comes into Taurus is quite a nice one. And then finally, on the 21st of May, Mars is coming into your 5th house. Mars is coming into Leo, which for you is your 5th house. So this is your ruling planet, comes into a fellow fire sign. So already it's gaining power, and already it's doing something great for you because it's starting to offer that trine energy, right? So your energy of Aries flows very nicely with the energy of Leo. So you've got some, you know, your planet is picking up dignity. It's out of Cancer. It brings into fire energy. Now, in the 5th, Mars is going to bring you energy, passion, excitement. It's potentially going to bring you more opportunities for romance as well, if you're into that kind of thing, or you're single, or even if you're not single. You know, this could bring back sort of that naughty kind of puppy love back into the relationship, which could be great, right? What you do for pleasure and fun is going to be highlighted here. You might get more daring about launching things into the world, like personal creative projects. You might even as well, especially because it's in sextile to the sun in Gemini in your third house, which means that the communications that you're having at the moment are bright, open and awesome. There's a lot of laughter here, which I think you guys are well in need of at this point. It's also trine to Neptune, but it's opposing Pluto, so it feels like someone's almost like someone's in the background going, stop enjoying yourself too much. Or it's like, you know, when you were younger and you were having such a good laugh and a good crack with your friends, and then your parents would be like, stop making so much noise. It's like, why you gotta rain on my parade, man? Chill out. For this, you've got the Justice card with the Emperor. That's you, right? Look, you come up very strong in your own reading. Doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman. The Emperor is Aries and the King of Wands is Aries energy. So that is, look, an Aries male usually, but an Aries person. You've got the Emperor with the Justice card. This could just be really good news about something that comes to a completion. And you've got this with the Ace of Swords. So if you've had any kind of legal dispute, if you've had any worries about contracts, etc., this is great news about the way that something moves forward. So very happy for you guys with that. It looks like a fantastic month in terms of your transits. Yes, you know, there's going to be some stuff because that's life, right? So let's have a look at your weeks of the month. What's going on here? So for the first week of May, you have the Emperor. So literally you show up in your own reading again, right here out of the gate in, you know, at the start of the month. So this really does suggest here, because that's twice now and it came up with the Justice card, there's a new contract on the horizon for you, one that I think is going to be very good for you and potentially very lucrative with such a concentration of energies in your second house. That contract, whatever it is that comes in, is going to be lucrative. It's likely though with the Emperor, it will be something that is either quite serious or something that is truly binding. This could be starting a new job, it could be getting a promotion, it could be given new duties, all of that kind of stuff. But it's very official in nature. The second week of the month, you have the Star card. Hope, joy, optimism, enjoyment, further reaching goals, plans and ideas. This is also, you're getting a glimpse, right? So whatever you're starting, whatever contract is coming in, you are going to love what it is, but more importantly, you will understand how this fits into your life for the long term and how it supports your longer term goals. You're getting a little taste of all of the great stuff that's coming in for you over the course of the next month, right? But from here on in, should I say. So in the third week of the month, you've got the Death card, endings, completions, culminations, very possible here. You've got this Death card though, right? And because it's next to the Star. And so one of the ways that this could show up, it could be the end of one specific goal, right? So as an example, let's say you go for a job and you think, you know, I'm just going to do this for a while until I find something that I really want to do. Well, maybe you get this job, you start this job or new duties, you launch a new business, a project, whatever it might be. And suddenly you think to yourself, I actually really like this. And you know what? I can see my future being here rather than where I thought it was going to be. And suddenly your bigger or your long-term plans start to shift or change. Could also be the end of a social connection as well. That's very possible. And because the Death card came up earlier, it is possible, not guaranteed, but it is possible that somebody is passing at this time. I hope that's not the case. Finally, you've got the Moon card. The Moon card is the past. So that fourth week of the month, do expect some blast from the past potentially, especially for something or some connection that you thought was done. This could be that somebody reaches out to you. It doesn't have to be a reconnection. You could just say, listen, you know, not open for business. Thank you, no thank you. But all in all, not too bad, right? It's kind of like a month of two halves, as they say. And then finally, for your moons, let's have a look. So your new moon message, it's a Taurus new moon, your Taurus new moon message. So that's going to be another energy in the second house as well. All right, is assimilate. I love this because the message behind this card is dare to dream big, dare to think outside the box, go after it and be ready to pull it. I'm not going to go into too much depth with the moons because obviously you're going to get your new moon and your full moon reports. And then for your full moon, which will be in the sign of what's going to be a full moon Scorpio eclipse, right? So buckle up, baby, because it's gonna be all right. So with this, you've got the gate 64 and confusion, and yes, it does suggest that this could be a very confusing full moon lunar eclipse. That's possible, but it's more a case of if you start looking for answers outside of yourself, all you're going to find is confusing messages, right? So I'm going to stop there, and I'm not even going to give you any more information, right? This is a time to really trust your intuition and allow it to reveal to you what you need to know. Trust in here, right? Seek with the third eye instead of just these. You know, listen with not just these, but with this as well. With that said, I hope you have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.